There's so much talk about this pandemic going back to the normal, the old normal. But the old normal was never normal. There was nothing normal about it. It was extremely abnormal. Not surprising, one of the first industries, because it was industry that was hit, was cruise ships. There's nothing normal about the cruise ship. It's a monstrosity that is taking advantage of socialized costs, and we already talked about that. The point is to realize, to be aware that the old normal never existed. It wasn't an abnormal, it was an abnormality. The extreme consumer society reaching decent heights in the first inferno and propagating to the third inferno, where now every Chinese wants a car. Then that is an absolute abnormal, and that has been happening for 30, 40 years to that extreme, and cannot happen again. We cannot go back to that. The more we try to go back to that, the more this virus is gonna come back or have another form, because nature is divine. Nature is going to find a way to protect this divinity from ourselves, because we are the viruses at this point, and we at this point are being cool in a way that we didn't do to animals, in a merciful way, taking the very old and the sick and people with diabetes, ultimately taking the obese. The ones that have overdone it the most are at higher risk. Studies in New York are showing how there's a doubling, tripling of the risk of going to an ICU or dying the more obese we are. That was abnormal. Watch a movie from the 50s and watch a movie from the 50s and the first surprising thing, if you look carefully or if you're just open, aware of things, you see how thin people look like. They were a lot thinner than average. I'm sorry, but we see morbidly obese people now in movies and TV because they're included like if they were a minority. They are the majority, that's the reason they're included, but they are abnormal. That's the old normal. That's the old abnormal. And if we don't wake up to this goal, nature is going to be less merciful. This time nature has spared children. It has brought the economy down to its knees with 100,000, 200,000 deaths across the world, and that is being merciful. It's not like any of those apocalyptic movies. It's a quiet, cooling, shutting down the economy. Let's wake up. Let's start by not calling the old normal. That was the old abnormal. Cannot go back to it.